and achieving more. Telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning and welcome to another hour of the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. We're so glad to have you. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And we got a great show, a great show for you today. And I know that you're going to be empowered. We're going to give you some good nuggets and insight and just talk about some things that we really feel will help us just in life, period, but help you move to even a greater level in your life. And so I am thankful for you all giving me this hour to speak to you. So thank you so very much. And while I go ahead and do some introduction that you all know that I'm going to do, why don't you go ahead and contact somebody. Those of you on Facebook, go ahead and share this. This show is going to be worth sharing, worth hearing it again and again and again. So go ahead and do that while I greet my mama. Let's say hello, mama, down in Fort Lauderdale, Mother Irma Hunter Wesley. Thank you so very much, mama. Thank God so very much for her life and her just still being here. And again, every time I talk to her before the show, she is excited. She said, I remember him. He's a good one. So Bishop, you're a good one. You're a good one. Mama said you're a good one. So I want to thank you all. But go ahead. I do appreciate my mom, her wisdom, her advice, her guidance. Even in her challenging times, she's still able to give wisdom and advice to me. And I cherish every moment of it. I have a notebook that I use in talking with my mother because she has a very valuable wisdom and tidbits to give to me, how to do and how not to do. And so I appreciate that. So Mama, thank you. Tanya, Kara, thank you all so very much. Tanya, always having her on and just a great support. Tanya's my sister who is the primary caregiver for my mom. I just want to thank her and my niece for what they do. Thank you all so very much. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And to my husband, who's also listening, I want to thank you so very much, sweetheart, Lieutenant Gerald Mandrell, for all that you do, your encouragement. And I tell y'all, he undergirds me so much. I want to thank you. He, too, is one of my trusted advisors. And I'm glad that I get to share life with him and get his input and his thoughts and his advice on so many things. So, sweetheart, thank you. Then, of course, to Priscilla. Of course, to Priscilla John Louis, who is my marketing director. Thank you, Priscilla, for all that you do and your staff who you have to assist you at times. Thank you. And to everyone who's tuned in from everywhere by radio, Facebook, YouTube, the radio app. I want to thank you all for joining me. I greatly appreciate it, whether I'm on in the morning time or at night. You all are there. I love you too, sweetheart. So whether you all are there, and I thank you, whether I'm doing Facebook Live on the radio shows or in person, Judy around the city, or Judy wherever, you all are there. And I want to say thank you all so very much. Today I have, y'all know he's no stranger to Real Talk with Judy. I bring him on all the time because, number one, we're real friends. We're real friends. We're brothers and sisters for real. Hey, Ann, God bless you. We're brothers and sisters for real. We're not fake. We are real brothers and sisters. But he's also a trusted confidant to me. He's a leader. I get to bounce things off of him to get his advice and his wisdom, his understanding, his perspective. Not only do I get them, I listen So I am always excited for him being on. He and I have conversations, and we can have real conversations, and it stays with us. People have tried to break us up. We are unbreakable. We're inseparable. But I absolutely love and admire Bishop Derek McRae out of Orlando. He is the founder, the everything of Experience Christian Center, and also the fellowship. So, Bishop, welcome back about the 30th time to the Real Talk with Judy Live.
Glad to be back. Always love being with you. And I hear you say brothers and sisters, but for people who abused me when I was a kid and they was an adult, I can't say brothers and sisters. Yeah, you more or less like another mama to me. So that's what's funny. People don't know how long, how deep. My mom was in your wedding. So people have no clue. You are responsible for me playing drums. People have no clue of all those things. And you have always been a supporter of me since I was a little kid. And so glad to be on, always glad to be with you. Love the work that you're doing in Tallahassee as well. And all across the state of Florida. You're doing a lot of things that people don't even know in politics across the state of Florida as well. And glad to know you.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. And I'm glad to know you too. And I want to say this, y'all. He opens up a lot of doors for me. Y'all often hear me say that because Bishop, this is another thing. Sometimes when people get places and they can drop your name or open a door or introduce, they don't do that. But every time you have gone up, you have always done that. And I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you.
No person is better deserving. Listen, I do it because I know who you are and I know what you can do. And you are a gift to the body of Christ. You're a gift to our state. You're a gift to politics. And you're a voice. And we need more seasoned voices. Everything can't be just creative ideas. Some stuff got to lend wisdom. And I appreciate that from you as well.
Wow. And I want to say this. I want to congratulate you. And some people didn't even know you were doing this. But I want to congratulate you on graduating with your Master's of Divinity from the Samuel DeWitt Proctor School of Theology at Virginia Union University. Congratulations, Bishop. Congratulations.
Thank you. Long journey, but it has finally come to the end. And listen, man, I never knew how much I needed it until I did. And I'll be transparent. I walked into it with a lot of hesitancies. But I'm going to share something to you that Dean Gunn said to me when he first brought me in, when I first finally accepted. Because, how I got to the school is trickery all by itself. Dean Gunn's tricked me to go into school. Right?
He tricked you.
I was going to Virginia for another person, Pastor Larry Miles.
Mm-hmm.
And he found out that I was coming and he said, bring him by the school. I've been trying to get Derek into the school. So I go by the school and immediately when I get to the school, he has this whole team of people in there, the entire registration committee, financial aid people, bookstore workers, everybody's in there. They're having lunch. And he says, this is all for you. We're going to register you right now. That's how I got into school. So then he said something significant, though. This was the most humbling and truthful statement ever. And I think it's something that needs to be said. He said, Derek, you're going to do great at this school if you can humble yourself to receive from people who may not have accomplished as much as you, but got something that you need to accomplish.
Oh, wow.
And that right there was like, wow, because here I am thinking, I don't need the school of theology. I don't need a seminary degree. I'm already successful in my field. And he showed me, you're successful, but you don't have it all. And I had to embrace, as good as I think it is not that good yet. Do more. And that's why I went through it. And it's a phenomenal school. It's the number one school for African-American theologians in the nation.
Wow.
And to produce more seminary degrees for Black pastors than any other place in the country. And so great stock has come from VUU. So I'm an alumnus now, and I'm excited about it.
That is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, Bishop. And to everybody who's coming on, either Mother Dietrich and everybody, want to thank you all. Minister Howard, thank you. Tanya, y'all, thank you for sharing and putting everybody on. Thank you so very much. So good to have you on, Mother Dietrich. And so we're going to get into the show. And on to that point, Pat Bishop, Pastor and I both are back in school getting our masters, and he's getting his in Christian counseling. I'm getting mine in leadership, simply because the Lord just woke me up. And as much as I know leadership, as much as I do it, as much as I travel all over, he just said, I want to show you more. I like the statement that you got from Bishop Gunn. I think that is helpful. And to my husband, sometimes when he's making his comment, his instructors respond back to him, oh my God, and they're asking him questions. But I believe that the statement that you just stated was very viable to us. And I'm gonna want you to put that in the chat so we all can see it, so we can understand sometimes why God used us like that. But so Bishop, I want to get into it. You and I had a conversation. I want to start off with this one. It is hot. It is hot in Tallahassee. The degree of this subject is
hot,
probably hotter than hell. No,
for the sun.
Let me say that, hotter than the Florida sun. I don't think just in Tallahassee. I think for every person who loves Florida A&M University, I think for every person who loves FAMU, I think that we are in a state of not really, we're hurt.
Yeah.
And you and I had the conversation, but we're hurt. Over 13,000 stakeholders, students, teachers, alumni, community members wanted Donald Palm. They wanted Donald Palm. They felt like he had the heartbeat of FAMU, that he could take us somewhere higher. President Timothy Beard made a statement, and I think he said, we are one of the traditional president, in Donald Palm. That's what President Stan, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. A more traditional president in the person of Dr. Donald Palm. Marva Johnson came into, she just boldly walked into the lion den. There was no hesitation. She just boldly walked in. And perhaps, as some is saying, because she knew that she had it, I'm not going to get way into that, but if, and I believe they will, confirm her, the Board of Governors, that is, they're going to confirm her as FAMU 13th president. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah. And
so she's going to come into an atmosphere where the stakeholders feel betrayed. They feel disappointed. She's coming into an atmosphere of anger and hurt. She's coming to an atmosphere where the stakeholders feel taken advantage of. Now, I disagree. I don't think they should stop supporting FAMU, and that's just my thought. Or hold them money in the church. I don't think that should happen, because you affect the stakeholders. But I want you to give me your perspective right before we're going to get into another part, because we're going to talk about today the power of strategic planning, and there's a whole lot to do with that. But before we get that, Bishop, I do want your perspective on how President Marva Johnson, her first 15 days are going to be real crucial. She's coming into an environment where she's already not trusted. I already know she's going to bring in her other people as well. But she got to deal with this. What are your perspective on what she can do. I mean, there got to be some little bit of a hint of peace or something. I don't even know, but I've been praying and asking God because fam, you gonna succeed. We're gonna move. What are your perspective, Bishop?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely a hot topic. And this is going to be hard to say. Um, we have to recognize how we keep showing up late to the party.
Yes, sir.
So people go out in neighborhoods and protest the store that is coming when they're finally hearing that groundbreaking is happening next week. But what people don't catch on to is that was planned a long time ago.
Yes, sir.
When we are struggling with getting out to vote, it's more than just who we see on television to give speeches. We are experiencing a long litany of things that are happening that may not be in our best interest.
Wow.
But this all stems back to our inability to rally together early. Alumni should have been years ago higher with even the money they were investing into the university. FAMU, we should have been much earlier putting certain stipulations on the presidents that we did have. Because as there's a lot of fear for the new one, which is rightfully understood too, because we don't know much about her.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand that. But we have to understand where we are today. Like, what does the platforms of protest do in this administration? Because we have a long history. We have, 6 years that shows us a protest for this administration for governor in Florida means nothing. So we got to figure out, how do we now get to the table to win? And how do we win in spots? Like, anger is not a remedy to winning. You don't win in anger. You have to be, what your topic is today, strategic. So it's another thing they don't want to hear.
Talk to us.
We get upset about the devil we see because of the devil that we ignore. So,
wow.
Why we want to paint certain people to be racist, let's talk about the ones who we've been supporting that also have not done nothing for us. So this conversation becomes real loaded when we get out of the propaganda and we really get into the actualities of facts. Because some of the stuff that we as a people, Black folks, have been giving passes to has been hurting us. And we got to hold red, yellow, black, and white all to the same measurement of excellence for us. And we've given a lot of people permissions because they're our cousins, because they graduated from the same school. We've given a lot of concessions. Again, I am not saying stamp of approval on this one. I am saying we showing up for a dogfight that started 6 years ago. And right now we're already wounded and they're finishing off the dogfight. Now, what can she do? What she can do is this. She can own her own destiny, even if it means that she may interrupt the administration and lose her job. But she can be true to what she's assigned to, with the potential of her having an interruption in her assignment. So if you are hired for the betterment of the university, I don't care how you get here, just now that you're there. And you're going to have to start out quickly with showing us through transparency what your moves are. So be transparent. You're called to lead this university, even if they don't like you. But the people that you're called to lead, you got to still serve. So you got to serve them even if they don't like you, because the description of president is not president of those who like. It is president of the university. So I would recommend her to pull in some of her biggest critics, sit them at a table with her, and let's talk strategically about what I really plan on doing. And I'm gonna figure out how to get you involved. Because I don't need this whole administration to look like my people.
Yeah.
I need this administration now for FAMU needs to look like the school. So there will be some people who don't like what you're doing. There will be some people who will bring you friction. The only thing I would say weed out if I'm her, I'm going to weed dishonor.
Yes.
I won't weed out distrust.
Disrespect.
Because I got to earn the trust, but I don't have to tolerate disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we go with this. And I hope that she's skin is thick enough to deal with people who don't like her, that she can win over.
Yeah.
And I hope that we, the representatives and the ones that love this university, I give money to the university annually too. For us, we got to say, this is what we got. And let's be fair, we don't have no other way to change this right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we, because formality says if he signs, but we all know that signature is going through.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to figure out how to come together if both sides love the school.
Mm-hmm.
If both sides don't love the school, if one side does not love the school, we got to figure out how to be strategic in holding the school up for 2 more years and then making a real change for somebody who does love the school.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That was good. One of the things that Pastor Mandrell said, I think, would go along with everything that you're showing, she's going to have to win their heart, and they're going to have to win her heart. That's what we're going to have to do. I agree with you 100% that she's here. And I believe, Bishop, years ago should have been when we sat down. Years ago. We should have sat down, but we are a reactive. I'm talking about Black people. Yeah. We're more reactive than we are proactive. Mm-hmm. And sometimes God will show us, I believe, Bishop, long ago he showed us a change is coming. Mm-hmm. And it was at that time we should have prepared. When I was in school a long time ago, they've always wanted, Florida State has always wanted FAMU School of Engineering, FAMU School of Pharmacy, the healthcare, business. The business, they definitely want the School of Business. They've always wanted, we knew this long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad. See, that's why I bring you on, and that's why I like talking to you, because you and I have real conversation. We don't try to sugarcoat and all this. No, we knew this was coming. We didn't pay attention, but we didn't address the attention. We didn't address what was right there. I think that we're at a place now. We are where we are. Yeah. And one of the things I thought about, Bishop, is that before we can strategically plan, I think this goes to exactly what you're talking about. Number one, we got strategic awareness. So we got a deep understanding of what the present state is. We know what it looked like. Family, you still got a lot of work to do. We do. We got a lot of in-house work to do, and we have to get it done. And we started a long time ago. Mm-hmm. We started a long time ago. Dr. Maynham, to me, when she came in, she was showing us some stuff. We could have tapped in on that then. It's kind of like these parents right now, Bishop. Their son and daughter in 12th grade, now they want to get mad because they don't have all their credit. Well, you knew they didn't have their credit when they were having parent-teachers meeting. Right. Why didn't you address it then? Mm-hmm. It's kind of late now. The graduation is this week for Tallahassee. Yeah. And so we have to have strategic awareness. We're looking at what is and where it goes. Then we have strategic thinking, is what you're talking about. Yeah. We got to think this thing through.
Let me say something here, because I think that life is kind of defined in two places. I said this the other day to my pastors. I have a weekly pastors call. I told them, I said, is our ministry a painkiller or is it a vitamin? Because most things that we as a people, Black people, most things that we're doing right now is painkillers. We're not doing vitamin work for our community, which means painkillers heal today. Vitamins make sure we never get sick. And we have to think long game versus short game. See, we were really excited when Obama ran. We were really excited when Andrew Gillum ran. You know, those are painkillers. But we got to get married to vitamin work. Wow. So whether it is red, yellow, black, or white, we're looking at the longevity of our race. We're looking at the longevity of what's good for our people. We're looking at what sets our kids up for generations beyond the governor. So the next governor will have 4 years. That's cute. But my son or my daughter will only be 7 by then. Yeah. You know, when you look at a system that is setting up my kid when he's 18, and we need to further plan our systems out. So this painkiller and this vitamin mentality is what's really killing us. Even with FAMU and our past presidents. And, you know, I was so gifted, and I'm proud to say this. I was so gifted to be able to walk into FAMU during Humphrey's high days. High days was huge. Now watch this. When this same committee, this board of regents came together and decided to put these term limits on him and to say, you're already beyond your limits. So they removed, hands down, the best president.
Hands down.
Come through Florida A&M, Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University. The hands down, I was sitting in Hump's office one day and the leader of Notre Dame University called him for advice. And we had him sitting in top of Lee Hall as our leader. Stuff was happening then that we should have started strategically planning. And we're talking about this 94 year of 94. We should have started planning back in 94 for this foolishness, because 93, 94 was when they were showing us what they were trying to do to this university by taking control of who our presidents are. We saw that back then, but we did nothing significant. So now we are fighting early 90 decisions. We are fighting today, early 90. I'm not a racist, can't be a racist because I'm Black, right? So I can't be a racist. I'm an awareness. I recognize that white people, and I love white people think long game. Yes. They don't think painkillers. They think vitamin. They plan and will sit on stuff for 20 years. And when it finally comes up, we can't stop it. We react to heal hurt now.
Yeah, I love it.
Strategize for later. And we gotta stop this because the generations coming needs to be able to have things. How do we ever start standing on shoulders if we don't start giving shoulders to stand on? So somebody got to plant their feet and square their shoulders up and say, y'all ain't gonna never see me, but I'm gonna build something so solid that y'all can stand on, and they gonna see you.
Yeah.
We got too many people in our culture that are interested in being seen.
Come on.
They are interested in the flash of it. They're not interested in the future of it. And that keeps hurting us. It's the flash, like, oh, look. Ooh. I'm gonna get in trouble on this one. So I'm seeing a lot of BBLs that's happening, right? So a lot of people doing all the body tucks and everything. The only thing I'm worried about is, yeah, you look great today. If that's what you like. Let me say that too. If that's what you like. You look great today. What happens when that same body ages though?
My mind.
Did we prepare for you at 70? Is anything happening with your body today that is altering natural advancements? We got to think.
Come on, Bishop. Come on.
What's injected in expires.
Come
We're
on.
not thinking that far. We're just interested in a painkiller.
Yes, sir.
We're just interested in, let me heal today. I don't care if tomorrow I'm sick, but today I'm healed. No. We got to work on sometimes slow progressions.
Yes.
To get us to where we need to be in conclusions.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what strategic planning does. Mm-hmm. Somebody, when the Republicans lost to Obama, when they lost, they went underground.
They went underground.
And they lost a second term because they recognized the momentum is still too high, right? But they went underground. Mm-hmm. And they started with Tea Party stuff. They started all this other kind of stuff that they were starting to figure out, how do we advance? So many older Republicans died without seeing the finale of it. But the old guys started laying stuff up and said, no, we shifting this. We ain't gonna let another Negro be our president. They started working on that. So watch this. It's the same thing that civil rights was doing. We say it every week, especially during Martin Luther King weekend. I may not get there. We say that every year, right?
Right.
That man was saying, I am so committed to a vitamin that I'm not going to just subside for the painkiller right now. I want to make sure my children's children are good. And until our community gets back to, I got to make sure my children's children are good, we're going to always be making decisions for now. We'll never transfer wealth. We'll never transfer authority. We'll never transfer healed mentalities because we keep being painkillers.
Painkillers. Man, this is good. My sister from Scotland said, oh my God, this is that conversation that must be had. She said, we've lived too much in away from motivation. Yes. This is it, Bishop. This is what we need to have. And you got people who meeting that just giving each other painkillers. No, we need to sit down and have a real think through conversation, a strategic think through the what and the why. We need to sit and analyze it and make things happen. Mm-hmm. I just thought about it. My husband and my goddaughter taught me some of the principles of chess. You look like a man who plays chess. You play chess?
I do.
You look like you should. You look like you should play chess.
Yeah, I do.
And I don't. But I've learned all of the things. But the thing about it, Bishop, my husband said sometimes the chess player will put their pawn out there to see what move you're gonna make, because they're already thinking your move. So they don't move fast. They're thinking. That's why chess is such a long game, because they're focused and they're thinking. They're thinking their move and they're thinking their player's move.
Yes.
So they don't think, and they don't want you to talk. They're paying attention and they're listening. And that's what we come into the room and we're thinking and we're watching and we're listening. And then they make little move so they can, because they know that you're going to be reactive. So they make the little move to get you to react. So now they're setting up their next move.
Can I take it a step further with that?
Yeah.
What chess does, the difference in chess and checkers is this. Checkers gives you the opportunity to not only counteract, but to predict the next move. Chess, you got to predict the next 3 moves. So when a real chess player is sitting, you're thinking, if I move my pawn out here, or if I move my tower over here, he's probably going to move his queen over here, which is going to allow me to now finally move my king over here. That's how you're thinking in chess. It is a slow conclusion. We are too interested in pivotal moves, which is checkers. We're not into strategic moves, which is chess. And until we raise a generation that is willing to take a hit, we will always be a generation revisiting the same platform. Somebody got to take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to be sacrificial enough to say, I'm going to do all I can and hand it off. And I pray that the people who take the hand off are saying, I'm going to do all I can to hand it off. I used to be real worried about who's going to be the next pastor of my church. I mean, that thing was stressing the heck out of me. And then I had to recognize, stop stressing on who's the next pastor of your church. Do what you're assigned to your fullest. And between your works and God's authority, the next person will fall in place. Do what you can, Mac Ray, where you are, and let God's authority and your groundwork build for what's next. But it's not on me to make all the moves for what's next. I may not see this. I may not see multiple multicultural body of people in front of me. That may not be what I see. Now, I saw it, but it may not be what I see.
Yeah.
So I saw it in the vision, and we got to catch on that everything we see in a vision is not what we're going to see in our visual.
Yeah.
So everything God shows us ain't going to be what we possess, but it does not mean it's not going to be what it is.
Bishop.
We got to catch that, because we are draining people and we're draining ourselves, because if we don't see it, it's not validated. But our culture, Black folks, we got to have a vision. FAMU is a vision. FAMU is not just a day. It's a vision. Somebody saw this. Somebody saw these foreign exchange students coming to a school. Somebody saw all this when they couldn't see all this, and they didn't get to see all this.
But they saw it.
But they saw it. We're so interested in validating it with our eyes versus with our discernment. And that's allowing us to stumble.
Wow.
This ain't show and tell.
Come on.
This is not show and tell. We have to be those who are so locked in that we sense it and see it. Because I sense and see my kids' success.
Yes.
All three of them. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I will see the totality of it with my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
but I know what God showed me for their lives.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this.
We need more people like that, because
Yeah.
now that allows me to be strategic in my planning.
And that's what we have to have, Bishop. I was sharing with someone the other day. We're so busy trying to keep the same people in place that we're missing it.
Yeah.
Same people got divorced. Look at what we've gotten all these years with the same. No, I think it was in Jehoshaphat when they were praying, and God raised somebody up out the audience and said, we don't need to fight in this battle. We don't have to fight here.
Right.
But you have to be so willing to strategic, but you're sitting down, you're aware, you're thinking, and now you're planning. The planning is the how. The planning is the how and the when. Yeah. You know, that thinking is the why and the what.
Can I give you just quickly 8 steps?
Give it to me.
Number 1, vision and direction.
Hold on for a minute. Somebody take notes for me. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to come back and put it on later, but if y'all can write this right now, that would help. Go ahead. And these are 8 steps of what, Bishop?
8 steps to strategic planning.
All right, here we go.
Number 1 is vision and direction, right? So strategic planning helps organizations define their vision and long-term goals. Number 2, resource allocation. Resource allocation. This literally enables effective allocations of resources. That's your time, your money, and your personnel, to ensure that they are used efficiently to achieve strategic objectives. Number 3, adaptability. Adaptability. In a rapid changing environment, strategic planning allows organizations to articulate change and to adapt their strategies accordingly. Number 4 is alignment. Alignment. It ensures that all parts of organizations are aligned with the overall goals and objectives. Number 5, performance measurements. Now, we don't like that one.
Yeah.
Performance measurements. Strategic planning establishes benchmarks and performance indicators that allow organizations, and I'm going to say persons, measure progress towards their goals, facilitating adjustments when necessary. That's performance measurements. Number 6, risk management. Risk management. By identifying potential changes, challenges, and risks, strategic planning helps organizations prepare and mitigate issues before they arise. Number 7, competitive advantages. Competitive advantages. A well-defined strategy can differentiate an organization from its competitors, enhancing its market positions and enabling it to capitalize on opportunities. Here's the final one. Number 8, stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement means involving stakeholders in a strategic planning process, which can increase buy-in and support, leading to more successful implementations and strategies. Here's the challenge for all this. We see this from organization, but do we see this from us as a organization? Because Judy Mandrell, Dr. Judy Mandrell, is an organization. When Dr. Judy Mandrell, well, at the time, Judy Mandrell, married at the time, not Superintendent Mandrell, but at the time married Gerald Mandrell, it was Corporation Judy Mandrell. What corporation, what was your last name?
Lewis.
So it was Corporation Judy Lewis, Corporation Gerald Mandrell, and they had a merger. So when Judy Mandrell and Judy Lewis and Gerald Mandrell had a merger, they had to strategically plan for the vision and direction, resource allocations, adaptabilities, alignment, performance measurements, risk management, competitive advantages, and stakeholder engagement. You needed to see all this about who you're talking about marrying, because you, my friend, are a corporation.
This is good, sir.
We don't think of ourselves as corporations. We just think of ourselves as humans.
This is good, sir.
Everything about me, I got to have stakeholder engagement.
Yeah.
I cannot effectively do what I'm called to do without stakeholder engagement. I got to have a vision and direction. I got to have resource allocations. Come to the table with brokenness. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Right.
I got to have all these things happening for me to strategically plan something. So what happens is, because we don't have these 8 steps lined up, what happens is nothing is ever planned and nothing's ever strategic. Everything is fumbled into. So now we're functioning off of prayers. And I believe in prayer, but please give God something to work with.
Yeah.
You know, prayer is telling God what he already told you. That's what prayer is. Prayer is me communication with God, him revealing to me things in my spirit, me confirming his word and his will for my life. That's how I get to whatsoever you ask, it shall be done. It ain't done because I'm pulling stuff out the sky. It's done because I'm praying his will to manifest. So when I have these things all lined up, now I walk into a life not full of disappointments, but now I'm walking in a life full of direction. Because I have now lined up the common things. That's that James piece. Faith without what? Works become dead. These 8 steps are your works. So you can believe all you want to. You better put these 8 steps with your life. When these steps with your life come with what you believe, now you have manifestations. That's what we're failing. Because we don't want to plan. We don't want to be strategic, because we're just trying to be just arrivals.
Wow.
We just want to show up.
Just want to show up.
And it takes more to be excellent. The Republican Party in the state of Florida went in, I think they added 5 million new registered voters to their database so that they could assure that they would always have a government that they want. 5 million new registrants.
Bishop, we can't get 1,000 new registrants. And that concerns me because we're going to be voting for a new governor in 2 years. And we can't get together. They talking about where the fans at. We can't even we can't even, where the unity? Well, where's the, forget the fans? We're so, and people laugh because we can bring out all of these dances. And I'm not knocking it, but we need more than these dances.
Yeah,
we need to have some critical strategic thinking. How do we get so angry? Then we put everything on Facebook. We every move on, and I'm not talking about showing you pictures where you're at, that kind of stuff, but every thought process, every move, every people don't know if I like them or not. I'm not gonna put that on Facebook. I like everybody, but
and so good. What you're saying right there is so good. I think that we have to be more strategic. I think that we have to spend a little bit more time underground because let's just talk about social media. You're there. You just went there with us. Social media is giving you the glimpse of the moments that I liked.
Exactly.
It is not giving you. It's giving you. Here it is, filtered.
Yes.
It's giving you my filtered exposure.
Hold on, Bree, write that down for me. I done took Bree from you. Bree, she's good and fast. Bree, write that down for me about this, because that is it for true.
Yes.
Say it again, Bishop. What Facebook is?
It's giving you my filtered exposure.
Filter exposure. Oh God.
And you are now sitting in observation of my filtered exposure, validating and evaluating your unfiltered life. So you have no choice but to be depressed, because every time I come up, I gave you only the best of me. Right before I did the show today, right before I came on, I was on another call that allowed me to be a little bit more natural. Right. So my hair wasn't actually, the curls hadn't been actually manifested yet. So the hair was a little bit pat down at the time, so I had to go in there. I said, let me put together this. I put my little stuff on my head and got my hair together. I brushed my edges and stuff around and everything. Thank God I don't have no receding hairline yet, but I brushed my hairline and everything down and everything. I put on some lotion and I put on these glasses. Because sometimes early in the morning, I still have bags. It's hereditary for me. So sometimes I have bags under my eyes. I don't put these glasses on because I'm trying to show y'all that I'm wearing some expensive pair of glasses. I put them on to cover these bags so that when I go on, you see the best of me. Now, somebody is a hater because I'm smart enough not to show you the broken of me. I only show you the best of me. And now you can't partner with me because you get mad at seeing the best of me. And we got to work as a people to say, how do we come together? How do we become unified together?
Come on.
How do we recognize that all of us got some pain, but all of us got some purpose? And when we come together and collaborate, we can all heal all of our pain. But I don't want to sit in a room with you to heal your pain when you don't have anything to give to me.
Oh, gosh.
So we have to become barters. We got to become those who know how to say, hey, I'm vulnerability. I'm struggling with this. I need help completing this. Somebody else, accessibility, I can help you with that. This is going back to one of those pieces. That's that resource allocations. So now somebody else in the room is saying, I'll take that from you. I could do that. But I am struggling in this. And then you can say, well, you know what? I got that covered. I can handle that for you. This is how we strategically move to the next level. This is how we do it. This is how we strategically move. We're planning because we're looking at ourselves. My life is not just age 50 and a half. My life is a corporation that started when I was birthed. But now I got to build my company, which is me.
Yeah.
And my company is going to require, what do you produce? I produce results for community. It's my job to produce results for what's coming. And watch this. No matter what you do that they call your occupation, whether you be the carpenter, whether you be the electrician, whether you be the governor, whatever you are, your job is, your corporation's job is to produce for the community in every aspect of us. Teachers, produce for the community. Radio show hosts, produce for the community. We all do that. We just serve it in different ways. When we catch on that we are a company and what our company produce is something for the community, we become better.
Listen, y'all know I'm out of time. So I'm going to promise y'all this. I'm going to bring Bishop. We're going to come back on next Tuesday. He's going to be on, whether his schedule busy or not. I promise you. We're gonna make this happen.
As we speak.
We're gonna make this happen next Tuesday. But Bishop, I want to thank you. My sister in Scotland said the next time she's in the country, she said she come to chat with that man. Oh my God. Yo, that's why I bring these shows. And I know what people to bring on which time. I know how to use my resources, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I want to thank you because we need to hear this and we need to hear more. And I bring you because you're real and you're going to give it to us, but it will help us. You know, I want to say this. I wrote this down the other day. I came, it said, a chef thinks strategically about what new dishes might excite customers, what ingredients are in season, and what culinary trends are emerging. This involves creativity, market awareness, and foresight. Then they plan strategically by writing down recipes, ordering specific quantities of ingredient, scheduling kitchen staff, and then designing the menu. This is the structure, actionable part. It said both are crucial for organization success. Strategic thinking ensures you are heading in the right direction. Strategic planning ensures you actually get there efficiently and effectively.
It's good.
And my sisters and brothers and my mentees and others, this is what this show is about today. To help us start toward that direction and making sure we can actually arrive and deliver efficiently and effectively through the power of strategic planning. So next week, we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more. We're going to delve more in this. Give Bishop McRae a longer time to really teach us. I'm going to bring him on as a teacher to us in a lot of aspects of this planning. Maybe he can expound some of those 8 principles. But we want us to succeed, y'all. We all we got. You know, we're all we got, but we don't leave out other people. We got to learn. You collaborate. That collaboration is good, you know, and find people that you can collaborate and just let's make this happen for the people. Let's make this happen. Let's stop being reactive. Okay, let's look down the tube and look at the future. We met with a young man last night at our church. We're not putting people in place for the moment, Bishop. We don't want painkillers. We want vitamins. When we're putting you in place, we're not looking at right here. What is going to be down the line? What can you, as the leader, how can you strategically bring up others to help the children? Even God don't do that. This is for your children. All right, I got 1 minute, Bishop, but I do want y'all to know that I am bringing Bishop back next Tuesday. The Lord spare our life. He don't, we're recording, y'all can have it. But we want Bishop back next Tuesday, Bishop, but you're going to come more on a teaching realm. I want you to teach next. This will be your 1 hour workshop.
I got you.
And because I think the people are hungry for it. I think more people want to know, how do we stop going in this circle? How do I not get here again?
Yeah.
You know. So I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
But next Tuesday, we want you on. He will be teaching us next Tuesday. And so y'all get everybody on. You already know it. Get everybody on. And next Tuesday, he's going to do a live podcast for us. Next Tuesday, he will do a live podcast. And I think we'll call it the 8 Principles of Strategic Planning. Isn't that good, Bishop?
That sounds great to me. I love it.
And if he don't like it, he'll give me another subject, I promise you.
That's going to be good.
Okay. But thank you so very much, sir, for being on. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you, your wisdom, and you already know I appreciate you. Thank you for being a great leader, helping me, and we helping each other. But thank you. I am a part of him 100%. I promise you. I'm a part of him 100%. And to all of you who came on, I want to thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. This show is powerful. Do me a favor. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your Instagram or your YouTube page. Share this show. And we will have the flyer ready so we can start advertising this everywhere. The 8. Jay say the 8. Yeah. So we want us to do this. I love you, Bishop. I love everybody. Hey, y'all could join me tonight on Bible study. I'm on we have Bible study every Tuesday. And these next 2 Tuesdays will be taught by our own pastor, Pastor Mandrell, who is definitely my favorite teacher of the word. That's his gift. And God gave some teachers, Gerald Mandrell, and so we want to be there to receive it. Then every Sunday at 11 a.m., join us for morning worship. And I say unto you all, I say to everybody, until we meet again, sit down and evaluate your own personal organization and see where you are. Look at these 8 principles on your own personal organization and see where you need strengthened. And then tune in next Tuesday as Bishop Derek McRae elaborate on everyone to make sure not only individually, collectively, but even individually, we are preparing a great organization. I think it was someone wrote, faith without God move. What is faith is movement? Is that right? I think that's what she said. Faith is movement. Mm-hmm. If it's not, it sounds good. Faith is movement. Whatever he said, faith is movement. We love y'all. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Remember the power of strategic planning. There are benefits when you plan and consequences when you don't. That's real talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy.